How's everybody doing? We are back. My name is Alan Roberts. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. I hope everybody's having a great day. Yesterday, we went to do this video where Lizzo lets the fat acceptance movement know that she's still second try, that she's still their queen, basically. And I got basically rained out because there was a tornado warning in my area and everything like that. And there was enough where it interfered with my Starlink because I homestead. I live out in the country. Because hell yeah, everybody should, if you ask me. I don't understand how people live in cities. I really don't. But we're going to go over that today. My name is Alan Roberts. For those of you that are new here, I am known to be an asshole. So just if you're super soft, maybe you just want to toddle on your little fucking pussy ass and get the fuck out of here, because I'm not that guy, you know. So this is sweepstakes. Just found you today, struggling to lose 31 pounds. Well, that is a good thing. One, I give free advice just about every day. But also, what happened to this thing? There it is. So, but also, you can do this. You can get our coaching specials. We have 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. And the 1 month, by the way, is a very, 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 very good deal for right now. And then you can also check out my book. It was never about your health, the COVID pandemic. Please do check that out. I'm very, very proud of it. And I know it upsets a lot of people, but I don't care about that either. So here is where you can get the links. If you need coaching, my wife and I do daily communication, weekly video conferences. We have helped people lose, we have some people that have lost 250 plus pounds. Tons of people that have lost 50% of their body mass. We have another client about to hit 50% of their body mass today. We have a client that went from having a 48-inch waist down to a 27-inch waist. I am super excited. We are having very, very, very good success. So if you need help losing weight, you can get the book here. It was never about your health. That's about the COVID pandemic, but it also gives you our app for 3 months, and you get to join our spring fitness challenge, which is starting Wednesday, starting tomorrow. So you can join the app today, get the book, and get 3 months of the app and the challenge all today for, I believe it is $14.99. But we also do have Make America Healthy coaching against sales month to month. That is $79.99. $9.99, and 6 months is, I believe, $399.99. So please do check those out. We can help you. We help people build new lifestyles, and that's what we do. But let's get on to this right now. This is the Lizzo, and the Lizzo. It is what it is. So,
and that is
okay. So here's just here's how I want to put this out to people. I am extremely happy that this woman has lost weight. She looks like she says, some people are saying they're only 70 pounds. From her heaviest, I'm a pretty good judge of this. She's a decently tall woman. I'm almost going to guarantee that she's lost well over 100 pounds. I don't get it. Like, I mean, why would we minimize that? It's almost like she's minimizing her success, so it doesn't look I don't get it why she would lie about it, but she clearly looks like she's lost more than 70 pounds to me. She was tipping, she was well into the threes, and I think she's in the low twos right now, just because she's tall or whatever, right? And I think that should be greatly appreciated, and I have hope that it has catalyzed a lot of her fans to also start losing weight. She was a body positive queen. I mean, this woman used to applaud, thumbs up people for gorging themselves. There's a video on her TikTok of a girl literally gorging herself on a burger, playing her music, and Lizzo's just giving her a thumbs up. Like she went from encouraging obesity to being somebody that got in shape. And it doesn't change the fact that she's an objectively horrible person, in my opinion. I'm sure she thinks the same thing about me. This woman has had me personally blocked for over 2 years. But I'm wondering if this is just a little method for her to swing back around and be like, oh shit, these fat women are pissed at me and they're not buying my music anymore. Or, oh shit, I'm losing my hold. Like for a while, she was everywhere. Like people pushed her like she was supposed to be like some sort of icon. She's famous for being fat. I mean, let's be real. Oh, and this is true. No, don't get me wrong. She's nowhere near done. But I will say this: by waist to height ratio, she could be under 0.6. She could be just at risk. She does have a decently small waistline. It does look like she's been avoiding ultra processed foods. I mean, that's the thing. Now, of course, she's wearing shapewear with that, so she could still have a waist to height ratio of 0.6. And for those of you wondering about that, the waist to height ratio is something that I use instead of BMI mostly, because I find it to be a more accurate predictor of what people are eating and their health outcomes, as does science. But I don't really use BMI. I mean, I'll discuss it, and it is, by the way, I'm not talking shit on BMI, because BMI is a wildly predictive and accurate measure used for population level health. It correlates very, very well. The problems with BMI is that it doesn't capture everybody that's fucked up. I mean, it's not that it captures too many people. It doesn't capture enough people. Does everybody get that? Like, there are not going to be too many people that have a waist to height ratio, that is unhealthy and be under in BMI. Not too many. There are, don't be wrong, but the vast majority of people are both fat by BMI and waist to height ratio. Just putting that out there. Now, let's listen to what she has to say.
There's something I want to talk about that I don't think is getting talked about nearly enough. And that,
well, what you think is getting talked about nearly enough does not matter. You've forced your dancers to eat bananas out of people's vaginas. So I don't give a fuck what you think.
that is the sudden resurgence of fat phobia on this app. And I know.
Oh, we're back to fat phobia. Give me 1 second. BMI is useful, but can discriminate gender and muscularity. Not really. Not nearly as much as people think. Not nearly as much as people think. And most people that say that are not the people that it's worried about. Like people like me, and this is not to be cocky, but people like me should say like, well, BMI has me overweight, but my waist to height ratio has me perfectly healthy. That's reality. The rest of it, the whole woman thing, it is wildly accurate on a population level. If your BMI is 35, you're fat as fuck. If your BMI is 30, the chances are you are fat as fuck unless you are massively muscular. If you have a BMI of 30, maybe we should wonder what you're doing. Like if your waist height ratio is healthy, you have a BMI of 30, you're either genetically wildly gifted, you're some sort of athlete. So it's not really talking as a bodybuilder. So you're talking as an outlier. And that's why it's stupid for you to even bring it up. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, that's dumb. And by the way, even if you are a bodybuilder and your BMI is over 35, you're unhealthy as fuck. I mean, your heart still has to pump blood to all that. It is what it is, right? So I get what you're saying, but when bodybuilders say shit like that, first of all, it means they're not that much of a bodybuilder because they normally don't give a fuck about that. But secondly, that they're muddying the waters when the vast majority of the population are not bodybuilders. So just point it out.
That you're looking at me and you're like, Lizzo, you're smaller now. You're not.
She's still fat.
Allowed to speak on this.
Everybody's allowed to speak on anything they fucking want. Like if you like, what's wild to me is she created that monster because she's one of the people that made it so like, well, you're not allowed to say this, you're not allowed to say that. Like as soon as we started telling people they're not allowed to say shit, the society got all fucked up. Society just got all fucked up.
That's exactly why I am speaking on it, because last thing I want is for someone to use me as some tool to promote fat phobia.
There's no such thing as fat phobia. One more time, just to point this out here. People are not irrationally afraid of fat people, and they are not irrationally afraid of being fat. You cannot be irrationally afraid of somebody that you could outrun by walking backwards at a medium pace. People are not afraid of fat people. And the only time I'm afraid of a fat person is if they are on the escalator in front of me going up. Because if they fall backwards, they're going to take out everybody. That's the only fucking time. Or if there's more than two of them in an elevator I'm trying to get into. That's the only time I'm afraid of fat people. And that's because reality exists. But there is no irrational fear of being fat either. Being fat is objectively unhealthy for you. That's why you lost fucking weight, woman. Like being morbidly obese is objectively unhealthy, period. There's none. There are zero instances where a person has a BMI that puts them in the morbidly obese range, 35 with metabolic disorders, or 40 with just no metabolic disorders. You're just fucking 40 BMI, fat as fuck. There is nobody, not one person that has a BMI of 35 that should be considered healthy. Nobody, because that is a lot of mass for your heart to push around the blood to. And your load-bearing joints, your knees, your ankles, your hips, your lower back, all have to carry the weight, the extra weight. There is no such thing as being morbidly obese and healthy. Zero. None. Therefore, there is no irrational fear of it, because that shit will fucking kill you in a very painful and very, very embarrassing way most of the time. Fat people do not die old and with their families all around them. The fat people die, walking upstairs and shit like that. That's the truth, so there is no irrational fear of fat people. There is no such thing as fat phobia. Fat phobia is a made-up word designed to end conversations with people about true shit. The fat acceptance community started using the term fat phobia to paint other people as having some sort of irrational fear of fat people or being fat, when there is no such thing, because people are not irrationally afraid of fat people, because most of the time, fat people are physically completely inept. Like, you can literally sidestep them and it's fine. Like, literally, fat people pose very little physical problems because you can walk the fuck away from them and they can't follow you that well. But also, again, there is no irrational fear of being fat, because that is objectively bad for you. So there is no such thing as fat phobia. You fucking weak ass people just created that term to end conversations about real shit. Like, you are disproportionately burdensome to all of goddamn society, and it's fucking shameful. You should be absolutely ashamed of gluttoning yourself to ill health and then expecting all of society to in some way subsidize your care. That is shameful. You should be ashamed. You are over-consuming resources. You should be ashamed. It is not shaming somebody to tell them this, because they should be ashamed. I'm not shaming somebody, and I can't shame Lizzo anyway. Like, Lizzo blocked me because people said I fat shamed her. No, I said true shit that she realized was true and didn't want to accept it, so therefore she blocks me. Because nothing says strong, confident woman or person like ignoring reality because it hurts your fifis. I thought you were a bad bitch. You're just a weak bitch is what you are. So, but I'm very happy you lost weight still.
I have not abandoned body positivity.
You abandoned body positivity. Shut the fuck up. She's about to spew some crazy bullshit.
Size inclusivity, body acceptance, body neutrality.
Get the bass out of your voice. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Body like, you're just upset that people aren't buying your music anymore because you were only famous for being fat.
And you shouldn't either, TikTok. Some of these trends that I've seen are horrific, and they use deeply hurtful language toward.
Oh, it's deeply hurtful language. Oh no, the deeply hurtful language. Somebody please stop the deeply hurtful language.
Fat people and people with bigger bodies. I have seen.
What's the difference between a fat person and people with a bigger body? Like, one just has a bigger body and one person's fat. Do you realize how this is low IQ shit? So I would love to sit down with Lizzo and be like, explain to me the difference between fat people and people with bigger bodies. Like, I challenge any of you to tell me in the chat, what she could possibly mean by that. Like, she's just saying shit to try to fucking say all the words that are going to get people to want to watch her again. That's literally all she's doing. It's fucking wild. Wild.
Videos in the millions of people stuffing their shirts with pillows and saying they're big bags and pretending to be fat because they think it's funny. You're allowed.
It's hilarious. It's funny. Making fun of fat people is like making fun of bald people. It's always funny because it's almost always true. What you going to say now? right? Like I believe in equal opportunity making fun of everybody. Like you guys can make fun of me. I make fun of me all the goddamn time. I make fun of me more than most other people make fun of me. You know, like I'm very self-actualized. Like one, I own a mirror, and two, I have to be this person. This is not an act. However unfortunate sometimes. This is just who the fuck I am. You know, like so it is what it is.
Videos promoting eating disorders. I do this for the young people.
They're on videos promoting eating disorders. Like you, like every time you gluttoned yourself on video. Like I love how fat as fuck people keep talking about like you're promoting an eating disorder. If you are morbidly obese, you have an eating disorder. You have eaten in a disordered fashion that has made you unhealthy. That is the literal fucking definition of eating disorder. Not one person who is morbidly obese should be considered not having some sort of disordered eating. Because common sense is actually still a fucking real thing. Just very few of us goddamn use it. Logic, critical thinking, and scientific data does not deviate from the fact that, in fact, that's true. It's so fucking wild.
Who have to grow up in a world that tells you that your body isn't enough and that
your body is too much, actually. I mean, and that's the truth. You want to grow up, like, you want children to grow up in a world where nobody tells them when they're fucked up? Do you realize, like, we tried that. You know what happened? 2020. I mean, like, fucking people pitching hissy fits, you know, like, and shit like that, burning down fucking cities, like, stupid shit, you know, like, you know, using, like, Zer pronouns and fairy pronouns and stupid shit like that. You know, like, when you don't set boundaries for children, especially about shit that could negatively impact their physical health later on, you are doing children a service. And it's wild to me to hear her talking about kids when she doesn't have kids. Like, you're now giving advice about shit you have no idea about. None. Zero.
don't deserve to exist. But I'm here to say fat people do deserve to exist.
They deserve to exist at the gym losing weight.
And you do deserve to love your body.
If you love your body when you're morbidly obese, you're mentally ill. If you love your body, if you look in the mirror and you're like, God damn, check out that fupa. Look at that fupa. Like, pick it up and play with it and shit like that. And like, hell yeah, fucking sexy as fuck, fupa. You're mentally ill if you do that. Just saying. You're completely fucking next level fucked up. What is amazing, it's wild to me, right? It's totally wild that people have to like consider themselves 10s. Like everybody in her generation and down seems like they want to like, rate themselves as like a fucking 10. Like I watched the Whatever podcast because they say mean shit and I like it. But I was watching this one time and there was this like 500-pound chick, and then there was a smaller lady, and then there was like a 300-pound chick, and the smaller lady was very attractive, obviously, like, some sort of model or something like that. So they went around and asked them to rate themselves from a scale of 1 to 10 on attractiveness, with 10 being the most. The 500-pound woman leans in and says, I'm an 8, and stares dead at the person asking the question. So it's like people don't understand how numbers work. Like if it is on a scale of 1 to 10, 5 is the average. Average is 5. So you weigh 500 pounds and you think you are 30% above average in appearance. The other woman, they went to the woman that's actually very, 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 very attractive. And she said she thinks she's like 8.5, which I still think anyway. But then I went to the 300-pound woman, all makeup, everything like that, done up. And she has the bubby personality and she's about 300 pounds and she calls herself a 10. Like thinking that she's perfect. These people are fucking delusional. If you're morbidly obese, you are above, like, if you're morbidly obese, you may be average by, societal standards, but that is wild to me, right? It's absolutely wild. The average American woman right now is about, and this is from years and years and years ago, this is about 170 some pounds with a waist to height ratio of 0.601. That's fucking fat. Like the average is fat, right? The average is unhealthy because their waist to height ratio points them at morbidly obese. Like that's unhealthy. Like the average, so that's the average. She's still above it. You know, like it's this weird thing. Like, first of all, why do you fucking people care? Like somebody asked in the chat, asked me, like, I rate myself like a 6, and that's only because, like, and I do caveats, like 6 for a 50-year-old man, because I'm above 50 years old, and like literally the only reason why I'm slightly above average is because I'm slightly more muscular. That's it. Besides that, I'm very average looking. In my mind, you know, that's how I am. I just don't understand why the fucking 400-pound people are fucking, you know, insane, like thinking that they're like 10s. It's crazy. Jennifer, hang on a second. I wanted to touch this. I'm fat with a waist to height ratio of 0.47. Then you're not fat. You're not obese. You're in a healthy range of waist to height ratio. You may want to trim down other areas of your body, but I would not say you're fat. I would say that maybe you have some extra subcutaneous fat, but you shouldn't put that on yourself. If your waist height ratio is actually 0.7, if you measure right underneath your floating ribs all the way around and then divide that by your height measurement, and it comes out as 0.47, I wouldn't say you're fat. I would say that you're you know, where you're like just fine. So here we go.
Not get to this point in my life if I did not love myself. If you look at me and you're like,
yes, you loved yourself enough. You loved you enough, not your body, but you loved you enough to escape from the fucking prison of fatness you built for yourself over a long period of time of gluttoning yourself because you thought it didn't matter. That's the thing. Like, you didn't love your old self. If you loved your old self, you'd still be your old self. Why can't we be honest? People change their appearance because they don't like their old appearance. You think that Lizzo decided, like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds because I love how I look now. Are we going to pretend that that's a real thing? Like, so you loved yourself so much that you lost 100 pounds. Yes, you loved your life. You didn't love your appearance. You didn't love your body so much that you lost 100 pounds. You loved your life. So that's reality. Well, Jennifer, that's good for you, by the way. I have my waist is thin, but I do have lipedema and excess on me. I'm down 140 pounds. Boom. That's fucking, everybody congratulate this woman, by the way. 140 pounds with lipedema down. You're fucking, you are fucking outstanding. Outstanding. So you have some work on your legs and thighs and hips. I get that. Okay. I understand, but you're 140 pounds and, you're down 140 pounds. I don't know how much you weigh. But if your waist height ratio is 0.47, at some point in time, like, because again, lipedema fat, once it's accumulated, is going to have to be sucked out. Like, it's very resistant. You should be in compression wear, all that stuff. Absolutely. Right. And great job on not just taking it like, well, I have lipedema and I'm not going to lose weight. Great fucking job. Great goddamn job. For real. You should be extremely proud of yourself. Everybody congratulate them.
wow, I want to make some changes in my life, some positive changes. That's great.
So if you're making positive changes, that means there was negatives about your life before and negatives about your body before. So you didn't love your body. Just saying.
Great. But if you look at me and you say Lizzo's smaller now, so now I'm invalid.
You're still fat as fuck.
That's just simply not true. And I'm going to continue to remind you that, and I'm going to continue to stand on that. And as a person.
So this is from the same person that said, like, a while back, like, that there's nothing wrong with being fat. She loves her belly, blah, blah, blah. And then you lost it all. Like, you have no integrity. None. You know what I mean?
Person with influence, I want to drive home. I loved my body at its heaviest weight.
No, you didn't. Or you wouldn't have changed it. That's an objective lie right there. If you loved your body, why'd you? This woman changed how she ate. Like, she stopped being vegan for this.
At any and every size. If anything, be inspired to love yourself even harder. I only want to be a positive influence in people's lives.
Then stop lying to them. If you only want to be a positive influence in people's lives, I would suggest you stop forcing your employees to eat bananas out of sex workers' vaginas. That would be a good thing. That would be a good start. However, if you really want to help people, stop fucking lying to them. Stop saying that you loved your body at its heaviest. If you did, you'd still be at your heaviest. If it wasn't physically encumbersome on you, if it wasn't physically burdensome on you, and if you liked how it looked, you wouldn't have changed shit. You wouldn't have changed shit. You're a liar. Again. Have a good day.
You want to inspire positive change. Have a great day. Be patient and be kind with yourself.
Being kind with yourself should involve not lying to yourself at all. By the way, folks, here we go. Boop. Here is the coaching special sales and the book. It was never about your health. It was never about your health. The COVID pandemic. Oh. Second. You can grab them right here. Looking forward to working with all of you. And I'm telling you, the challenges are amazing. So she's sending a confusing message to her audience. I agree completely, 100%. I haven't checked my waist to height ratio since last June because I misplaced my tape measure. Well, if it's still about the same, you're good to go. So I'll take Q&A, and then tonight I will be back at 6 p.m. Eastern time to discuss Alexandra Rodriguez giving recipe advice. Just to any of the fat acceptance people out there, any of the fat influencers, right? If you start giving workout, fitness, nutrition advice, expect me to go over every single fucking bit of it, because it's important to point out that you guys give very fucking shitty information. The video I did yesterday about Alexandra Rodriguez, the second part, I can't believe this woman is giving nutrition advice to people. I absolutely fucking cannot. It's wild to me where she thinks she should step in and be like, I'm going to show people recipes. Like, that's fucking crazy, you know? Truly wild, truly wild, truly wild. But ask questions away. I just want to say animal fat tastes better than plant fat. I still use plant fat, though. Animal fat tastes way better than plant fat. Way better. Michelle McDaniels made a video about Lizzo. Her sales are down, so she had to reinvent herself to stay relevant. Can we applaud Adele for making a name for herself and her talent and not her size? Exactly. I mean, the two aren't comparable, you know? Chug that water like a fifth. Well, I don't really drink that much anymore, but I can't say that I haven't chugged from a bottle before. So, I mean, I'm redneck as redneck gets. So that's protein powder for a 60-year-old woman, the type that you like that has most minimal ingredients. I would suggest some MTS Whey or Whey Isolate. I mean, your age has very little to do with it. I mean, frankly, at your age, you should probably be taking in some Velocitol also, which is found in multiple supplements, but it's found in Hydroglyph, which is electrolyte solution. Velocitol increases protein synthesis, so it actually increases the absorption of the protein you eat. But whichever one you're going to find, like the protein powders, just so everybody understands, protein powders should be used as a supplement, not as your main food. It shouldn't be something you depend upon to get your protein in. Like, I use protein powders as like my sweet snack a couple times a week, right? Like, for people that need to lose weight, protein shakes, like, you're drinking your calories. You should not do that. If you need to lose weight, you should not do that. You should not drink your calories. You should not be in the habit of drinking your calories. I make mine into like a protein pudding. Like, I'll put a little bit of water, sometimes a little bit of heavy whipping cream in it. I'll mix it up, and then I'll chill it off in the fridge. And after chilling it off in the fridge, it becomes like a pudding, and then I'll sit there and eat it at night. As a matter of fact, since we're talking about it right now, I'm going to do it tonight. So, we do very, 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 very low glycemic protein powders too. We do stuff like basically keto protein powders is what we do. Whey Isolate works very, very well though. Let's see. Ecologically grass-fed whey. I like it. How is your vertical jump so high? It's impressive. Is it genetic, or do you train specifically for it? and for those people that don't know, like I don't really film myself doing physical shit anymore. But when I did, I mean, I filmed a bunch of stuff of me, like when I first started out, of me lifting heavy weight, because that's what I was known for. But then I wanted to show people that I could be an athlete, and I had a little tiff going on with Chris Heria from Thenex, where he basically called me an old, fat, bald, salty cloud chaser, and then I challenged him to physical competition, and he ran like a hoe. So I had to display what I can do, and my box jump is about 52 inches. Like it used to be. I have no idea what it is now. I still train like with my legs and stuff like that. I really let go of the bounding training. I still do some jump training, but I let go of the bounding training just because, I'm trying to be safe. But part of it is genetic. But I've been an athlete my entire life, and I've always been, I've always had good springs. I was a championship pole vaulter in high school, gymnast, sprinter, that sort of thing. So I've always had, even when I was in high school, I could jump up and grab the basketball rim with both hands. And I'm 5'9", 5'10". So, I mean, it's part of it's genetic, but I also do work on it, but it's definitely, I definitely have an advantage genetically somehow. And I don't know if that came from my mother or my father, because neither of them are great athletes, but I've always been pretty gifted athletically. I love MTS Whey. Absolutely no digestion or gas problems. Exactly why I like it too. I'm nervous about the challenge tomorrow. It's the food aspect, keeping to whole foods with meal prep. You can do it. And by the way, she's talking about the challenge that starts tomorrow on our app. If you buy our book or if you join coaching today, you can join in it. So if you've joined coaching, you get the book too today. So if you take us up on any of these offers, and this is an incredibly low month-to-month offer, by the way. It's just $79.99 for month-to-month. So you would get the book, plus join the challenge, plus have our coaching, daily communication, weekly video conferences. You have your own private chat with Crystal and myself. And you still have the Hunger Management Support Group, get full use of the app to track your macros, do workouts right on it. We put workout programs on there for you, those sorts of things, right? But you can just get the book. It was never about your health, the COVID pandemic. And that will give you the entire challenge. Plus, you'll be able to use the app. You just don't have the private chat for individualized coaching. So please do take us up on these offers. We have slots filling up rather quickly, so I'm looking forward to having people go on it. I am going to be doing the challenge with people, by the way, with everybody. I'm going to do the challenge with you. I'm going to show you all my food. I'm going to be checking in daily in the groups. And I will probably let people in on my workouts. Which, by the way, if you join coaching or buy the book, you can join us for our live classes, and you can do all of our pre-recorded ones. But live classes, I just taught a dumbbell class in here not too long ago. So, and to me that's good. We offer plenty of amenities. And let's see here. I eat steak and chicken, but never reach my protein goals. So yes, just a supplement. There we go. I eat a lot of beef. Let's see, more questions. Protein shakes confuse me. They bloat me. I can't figure it out. I just used it as protein pudding. PE Science is great. PE Science is a great protein as well. I've never tried it, so I'm going to take your word for it. Bright lights. I'm excited for the food portion of the challenge. That's awesome. Can you tell us what constitutes clean food and not clean food? Well, I mean, people call it eating healthy, eating clean, that sort of thing. Clean food does it have a face, or was it raised from the ground? That's clean food to me. Clean food is vegetables, berries, fruit, meats, eggs. That's it. Then clean-ish food is like minimally processed stuff. Like minimally processed, like yogurt, cheese, those sorts of things. Ultra processed is flour, sugar, those sorts of things. And even there's a lot of times it can be ultra processed if it has a lot of chemicals in it. Like I had a Monster yesterday. The Monster yesterday and I always talk about this. No more than 5 to 10% of your no more than 5 to 10% of your caloric intake on any given day should be from ultra processed foods. And it should be only one serving. So yesterday I had a 10-calorie Monster. That was my one serving of ultra processed food. So I ate the rest of the day whole foods. That's how I view it. I feel like it depends on the brand because Quest floats me a little bit too. But, let's see. I use keto chow with Greek yogurt or cottage cheese. Keto chow is motherfucking delicious. They're really, really, really good. We use them all, sometimes too. Let's see, Cassandra. Oddly enough, I can't consume dairy milk, but I have no issues with whey protein. Well, I me's because there's dairy milk is very different. Like the whey protein is just the whey. It's whey. It has some lactose and stuff, everything like that. But like it does separate a lot out of it. It's just a component of milk. So, all right. Any last questions, folks? I have a few people that purchased the book, so I want to get to them as quickly as possible. How is flour ultra processed? If you grind it yourself, I got organic grain and grind it stone grinder. Well, it's still ultra processed because very frankly, when you get the grain's already been pulled out. And if it's white flour, or if it's whole wheat flour, if it's white grain, it's already been bleached. But even then, the processing portion of flour of grain to become flour, you're basically stripping away a lot from it, and you are literally making it so it's highly condensed. Because that's another thing about it too. 8 ounces of pasta on your plate is about 400 calories. 8 ounces of potato is about 140. That's where the difference is, to me. All right. Any last questions, folks? As I send this to her, get your last messages in. There we go. And all right, seems like no more questions. I'll be back at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm about to prepare some a healthy meal. We're having hibachi bowls today. I cannot wait. Very excited. Hope to talk to all of you later. Goddamn.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, no morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.